Now I'm going to transition to Earth, animals on Earth.
Okay.
And we're totally going long, but that's okay. This is so
Tends to
worthwhile.
happen from time to time.
Yeah, it is, but it's so worthwhile. Animals on Earth. Here's the questions regarding that. Any advice for a direct communication while we are both still on Earth? This person says, I talk to my animals all the time, but what should I know about listening? I would like to hear animals talk to me, especially those that are not my pets.
Okay. So number one, setting that intention.
Mm,
Intention is key for everything, because when you set the intention to, so if the question is, how do I listen? I talk to my animals all the time, but what can I do about the listening part of it? So it's setting the intention to be in that space of listening. The other thing that I highly encourage, scientists have done studies about learning. And in order for us to learn something, we have to do it. I can't remember how many, it's like, I don't know, 300 times or something to
yeah,
truly get it.
yeah.
Whereas if we incorporate play and curiosity and all of that with that learning, we only need to do it maybe 10, 12 times.
Better, yes.
So
Much easier.
it's up to you which way you want to go. You can get there both ways, but know that if you bring that curiosity and that playfulness into it, before our call today, like before this interview today, I my Chihuahua, my teacher Nemo came in, and he's here beside me. He's on his bed, and he came in and he was looking up at me. And so I knew that there was something he wanted to say, but I wasn't really receiving anything clearly because I was getting ready for this. I was, getting everything set up. And
Right.
so what I did was I looked at him and I said, oh, I wonder what it is that you're wanting to tell me. And as soon as I did that, I heard, what are you doing, Mom? And I said, oh, I'm getting ready for an interview. I said, do you want to be a part of it? Be in here with me. And so he got all cuddled and went in and, got all nuzzled in his blanket. But if it wasn't for me getting that curiosity there, that curiosity is what allowed that message to come through so much easier. So when you're talking to your animals, great, and that's all going well. When you're listening to your animals, put that curiosity in there.
Yes.
I wonder what it is that you're wanting to tell me back. I just told you I love you. I wonder what you're thinking. That type of thing, and see what happens. And remember that messages from our animals can come through in different ways, like through images, through thoughts, through feelings. And so it doesn't have to be, oh no, I'm not hearing anything, right? It can come through in many different ways. And so even saying, what am I experiencing right now? I wonder what that is. I'm just curious about that. And then see what happens there. But smile when you do it.
Yeah.
Smile. Have fun with it. Don't if you're going to be like, oh, I wonder what.
Don't make it a chore.
I wonder what he's thinking, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to flow. You want to be in that space, right?
Yes.
You want to be in that space, and that meditation that we'll do today, we can maybe do that then to kind of help with that.
Just a last little thing before going to animals in transition. So this person was asking, though, especially those that are not my pets. So how about opening yourself up to animals around you when you might, just be passing by, or just passing through, but you're curious. I guess that's the key, right? You want to know.
Yeah, I would set my intention. So say you're walking down the street or walking through a park and there's other people with animals. And again, the animal doesn't have to be right with you. The animal can be on the other side of the park, right? You know, and it's just setting the intention to say, you know, hey, if anyone wants to, if, you know, if there's any animals here that want to talk with me, you know, I'm learning how to hear your voice. And will you be my teacher? Will you help me out? And then as you're walking, and maybe you see a dog walking across the way, I wonder if that animal has anything to say. Do you have anything that you want to tell me? Do you want to help me be able to learn how to hear your voice? And just kind of see what goes through. And not, I think we give ourselves as humans like huge expectations. Like we need to get it right away. We need to hear it right away. We need to understand it right away. And it's just to give ourselves permission to just allow whatever comes through. And maybe if it's just, I wonder if, do you want to help me, you know, today? Can you hear me right now? You know, dog that's across the way, you're really beautiful. You know, that kind of thing. And then just, all of a sudden I'm feeling warm. All of a sudden I feel so much love. I feel like I want to smile right now. That type of thing, right? And so it's just start there. Start simple. Have fun. What would a child do, right? And just go from that. And that's what will lead this to get stronger and stronger.
Very cool. Okay. Animals in transition. Okay, so what the question is here, I would love if you could share what our pets think, feel, etc. when we make the toughest decision to have to put them to sleep. I thought that maybe if I'm thinking about it, there might be others out there that need the same healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I really feel like when we come to that place when we need to make that decision, it's one of the hardest things that we have to make in our lives. And for the person who asked this question, and for everyone else who has thought about this or is asking this question themselves, my heart reaches out with much love. Thank you for loving your animals so much. And when an animal is in transition and having to make that decision, and again, Regan, can you just repeat the question one more time?
No problem. I would love if you could share what our pets think, feel, etc. when we make the toughest decision to have to put them to sleep.
Okay. So the animals that I have communicated with, and when they have been ill or their quality of life has not been as good and has gotten to the point where if they continue forward, there's probably going to be quite a bit of suffering and that type of thing. They have shared with me how the decision that their human had to make was actually part of the life's learnings of that human.
Yes.
And that there are lessons and learnings to come from that, and that there's something in this particular lifetime that they are experiencing that this will help them with. The other thing that animals have shared with me is that they are very accepting of death, whereas we as humans aren't. It's scary, it's unknown, we're not sure. There's so many things that we don't understand about it. And animals have told me time and time again that at the time of euthanasia and coming up to the time of euthanasia, that they have been feeling the call or the pull to return home. Yes. Some of them have shared with me that they've seen the light, light come to visit them while they sleep. You know, they have had a team that has been coming with them to kind of help prepare, and that they have an understanding and an acceptance of it, and they are not in any way upset
Mm.
or feeling like their human
Yeah.
made the wrong choice, or they're human. Because some people have said to me, like, I feel like I've killed him or her, like I feel like, I've, and the thing is that what the animals have said, and what I've witnessed through witnessing euthanasia as well, is that they would have a lingering um, death of their body if euthanasia wasn't provided for them. It actually was a gift to be able to allow them to go to sleep and be peaceful and transition. Now, in saying that, there are animals that don't wish for euthanasia, and they do want to go naturally. But I've never had an animal in all of the sessions that I've done tell me, I wish she would have let me go naturally, or I wish he would have let me go naturally. They've all said that it was helpful for them. It was time, and they were feeling the call to return home to the light.
Wonderful.
There was one other thing that came through that feels important to say. There's people have asked me with pets that are in transition that they seemed confused, or they seemed like they weren't sure what was going on.
Yes.
At the time. And sometimes when, say, an animal is, for example, an animal doesn't like other people around them, or they don't like going to the vet. I mean, who likes going to the doctor, right? Like, it's,
Especially if it's an emergency situation and things are very
exactly.
stressful. Yeah.
Exactly. And so their physical bodies and their physical personalities do react, because that's where they are at that time. But what they've told me is that they were so grateful for the love that they received during that transition. So it wasn't necessarily, no, don't do this, I'm not ready yet, please don't, you're making the wrong decision. It's more of, I'm afraid, I don't know what's going on here, and I'm just reacting because this is who I am. I don't understand this. And when they've transitioned into spirit, there's helpers that greet them, and they share with them everything that has happened. And sorry, I know I'm going long on this, but there's some things that are coming through that just feel really important to share.
Absolutely.
No animal has told me that it was a horrific experience, that it shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Maybe they were afraid, maybe they had that fear, but it wasn't like, no, don't leave me, I'm not ready,
Right.
right? I've never had that. Sorry, there was two more things. The other thing that came through was sorry, give me one second here. Oh, the love that they received when they were going. So they could feel the love around them. There was light filling the room that the humans couldn't see. The space was prepared for them, because a lot of people have said to me, it's a cold room. I mean, they tried to make them as comfortable as possible. They gave them a warm blanket. They, on the intravenous, they put this beautiful little heart shaped, all of that type of thing. But it still was a cold room. It still wasn't their home. It's still, that type of thing. And thank you, for those that ask those questions, thank you for loving your animals so much. And I want you to know, based on my experiences with those animals, they have shared that they felt the love. There was things that you, the human, couldn't see during that time. So they felt the love, they felt the care, and they felt the light that they were returning home to was very much present with them. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think that's all that came through. Do you feel, Regan, that was, do you feel that there's anything more that should be talked about or explained about that?
I think personally that covers it for me, because I was thinking a lot about Suki, who I lost. Excuse me.
I understand.
Yes, not this past June, but the June before.
Right.
It was rough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I always felt like it was unfair and too soon, but I also knew that that was not the case either.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely. It feels like the right time to do a meditation and some healing.
All right. And this is all one of the reasons why animals come into our lives as well, because they do help us with that healing aspect.
Yes, they do.
And bringing up, having that release and having that emotion come up for you is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for release, and it's an opportunity for further healing. And so thank you for being allowing yourself to allow that to come up and to talk about it. It takes courage.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I think there's just based on the feeling of where we're at, how much time do we have for meditation?
Well, I think we can go longer than last time, which was like about 5 minutes or so. So,
Okay.
Maybe 10.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to set my internal timer if it works properly.
We'll see how it goes.
What's that?
We'll see how that goes. But
We'll see how that goes.
okay.
I think that because we've talked about some stuff that has been that affects our emotional center, our heart space. It brings back the love that we have for our animals. It brings back things that we memories, and it can bring up a lot of stuff. So I think that this meditation will be really helpful for that. I also think that this meditation can also help with the person that asked about, the listening,
Yes.
and the connecting with the animals and that type of thing. It'll help with that as well. The person that asked, the one that we were talking about with pets in spirit, this will also help with connecting with the animals that are in spirit too. So I think that we're covered here with what I'm thinking of doing. And it's so funny when I say what I'm thinking of doing, it's really what's being inspired through me. It's not me, I'm just the conduit. So thank you, animal spirit. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm setting the intention as I receive the inspiration and the guidance from animal spirit, the highest love and the highest light, to come and join us now with this meditation to assist and support based on the questions that were asked today and based on the energy and the needs of those who will be listening to this now and in the future. Thank you. Thank you. So I invite us right now to, when we connect with animals, whether they are in spirit, whether they are on earth, whether it's something to kind of help us get more connection with them. I talk about this till the cows come home, and it's always about setting our intention. I sound like a broken record, but intention, intention, intention. So if you were to say, and write it down, like for example, I have, where is it here? So I just write it down on anything. I don't know if you can see that, but like a sticky note or something. So this is an example. So I am present here and now, and I'm ready to give and receive true loving messages that are of the highest love between myself and Mr. Mushi, or myself and whoever it is that you want to be. So I am present here and now as you breathe. I'm ready to give and receive true loving messages that are of the highest love between myself and whoever. And you say that 3 times. And as you do that, just kind of relax your body. You can keep your eyes open or you can keep them closed. You just want to take up space. If you're sitting in a chair or sitting on a couch or lying in your bed or lying on the ground or wherever you may be, just allow your body to take up space. And just allow your breath to be as it is. You may find that as you begin to relax your body and take up that space, that your breathing becomes a little softer, a little slower, maybe even a little deeper. And just spend about 30 seconds just breathing in and out normally, naturally, taking up space. You may find that your mind starts to wander, and that's okay. Simply call it back and allow it to rest once again. Come back to here. Come back to now. We are present. We are here. We are now. And so now it's time to come to a space of stillness. This is a space that you can come to at any time. It could be a time where you want to connect with an animal in communication. You might want to call upon your beloved that's in spirit. Feel them near or connect with them in communication. Or simply become more centered. Perhaps emotions have arisen. Perhaps stress has presented itself. This is a great way to bring yourself to the here and now, into the space of presence. Now, to do this, what you're going to do is you're going to take a long breath in, but it's going to be with ease. And as you do it, you're going to fill your belly first. So remember when you were a little child and how you would belly breathe? So you want to fill your belly with air first, and then slowly bring that up so that your belly fills, and then your heart space expands and your lungs expand. And then you're going to hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. And you could even sense or set the intention for 3 to 5 heartbeats. When you're done that, you're going to release that air so softly, like you're blowing where hardly anyone would be able to know that you're doing it. So you're not out, you're breathing in and then you're softly breathing out. All right, so let's start with breathing in, filling your belly, expanding your chest into your heart space, expanding into your lungs, and hold there for 3, 2, 1. Slowly letting it out, very gently. Wonderful. Okay. You're going to hear me do it this time. So you're going to do it again. Breathe in from your belly, up through your chest, into your lungs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out very slowly, very softly. And then we're going to just do this one more time. We're going to breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, gently, softly outwards. And now go back to breathing as normal. You'll find that you might want to take some deep breaths, whatever feels natural for you. And as you do that, I invite you to check in with your body now and check in with your space of connection. And that is around your heart center. That is where you expanded. That is where you brought and expanded your lungs with that air and let it out. Connect to that area. This is the space where you can be still. This is the stillness between the breaths. This is the space where you can become curious and you can hear and listen, give and receive messages. You can access your superconscious mind, which is your connection to the divine. And this space can bring you to that place of relaxation and peace. So we'll just stay in this space for just a few more seconds. And as we start to come back from this meditation, I invite us all from this space, from our heart, not our heads, from our hearts, sending that love out to the world, out to the animals that you love so dear, out to each other, sending it from the heart. You see, when you send it from your heart center, something magical happens. And it becomes even more powerful. And now I just invite you to take a couple deep breaths in and out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your head, wiggle your nose, wiggle your body, and smile. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wonderful and very calming too.
Were you able to feel a difference from coming from your heart space than your head space?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is something that you can do with anything.
Yes.
Before an appointment, before a meeting, not only for communicating with animals or, it can be done for anything. And it really helps us because when we come from this space here, we're coming from truth, right? Our ego is not here.
Yeah.
The different thoughts in our minds are not here. This is truth. This is love. This is wisdom. Yeah.
Wonderful.
We need this.
Yeah, we do, but it's busy.
Exactly. So, but for this point, we don't need this right now. We can give it permission to take a break. It works so hard for us all the time. It deserves a break.
Yes, yes, it really does. Thank you so much for that, Mary Beth. But
You're
I
very
want to
welcome.
now turn to, before we go, you made a big announcement recently.
Yes.
I thought I was going to talk about this before the meditation, but it made more sense to go straight into the meditation from the emotional moments.
Yes.
So, would you please share with us? And some may have already heard. By the time this is out, it'll be December. But maybe not everybody's heard yet, and it'll still be relevant. I want to give you a chance to talk about it. Please go.
Thank you so much. So I'm really excited that I've joined a faculty of team members from around the world to bring learning and growing and healing with animals and communicating with animals online. We've had a year of lots of change. Not even going to go into that. We've heard about this change time and time again. So we all know what I'm talking about. And a lot of things are going online now. And so this is called the International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery. And the visionary and the chief behind this, her name is Aisha Hogan. She was in meditation one day and received the inspiration to get this platform going. So it was divinely guided. And she has a team that works with her, and they have put together this academy online. The launch is, the official launch is actually tonight, the day that we're doing this recording. But what's happening is, as people are starting, there's over 150 faculty members coming on with different courses. There's amazing courses that are coming on this platform. A lot of them are free. So it's really neat. A lot of them are complimentary. So it is a membership site. It's $9.99 a month. And for $9.99 a month, you can take as many courses as you want. There's events, there's meditations, there's so many different things. But let me just talk really quickly about the first of two courses that I'm offering. The first one is called Soul Healing with Animals. And Soul Healing with Animals are channeled messages that animals have brought to me and asked me to share with humanity. So they have brought forward there's been 6 that have come forward for what I call part 1, because I thought that was it. And since then, 4 more have come forward. So there's a part 2 coming, and then I'll just keep going as long as they want me to. And they're helping us heal emotional aspects, physical aspects, mental aspects. They're helping us with our relationships with them. They're helping us find our purpose in life. And this I am offering for free, because this is their gift to humanity. The second one that I'm offering is called Beyond Words. It's simple steps for communicating and understanding with animals. This is part of a certification course. And so this is actually learning how to communicate with animals. And it's modules, so you can go through it at your own pace. And then the really cool thing about this academy is that we have a group for every course. So if you come on and do the Soul Healing with Animals, everybody will be in this group where we can stay connected. So even though it's modules and it's online, there's still connection, there's still unity, and there's still communication. So it's just so amazing. And you can test drive it for free. So it doesn't mean you have to come on and start paying. You can test drive it and see how it is. And if you like it and you want to stay on, great. And if it's not for you, then that's totally fine too. So by the time this comes out, the academy will be well up and running. And I invite you to come and check it out. See if it resonates with you. And if it does, I would love to have you come on board and be a part of the, whether it's animal communication or whether it's something else that some of the 150 teachers are going to be sharing on various different aspects.
Wonderful. And I will leave all the deets, the important details that people will need, and links and stuff like that in I say physical blog, is not really physical, is it? It's cyber, but in text.
Perfect.
And hyperlinks that people can click on and everything like that. So
thank you. Wonderful. Yes.
Thank you.
Great energy. It's a wonderful, wonderful space, the Academy.
Oh, yes. That's wonderful. And thank you so much for chatting with me today and for all this wonderful information. And yeah, and thank you to the animals that came through and through you to this interview as well. It is more than appreciated.
And thank you, Animal Spirit. Thank you so much
Yes.
for the animals for coming through. Reagan, thank you so much for having me on here again. I love our time together. And thank you everybody for being a part of this.
All right. Well, we may have to do another one again sometime. So,
Let's do it.
Thank you and take care, Marybeth.
Bye-bye.
Bye.